Start. A case, however, does exist for affording some relief, but what form that relief should take is a much bigger issue which was intended to be thrashed out after a careful inquiry and investigation of all the relevant facts. I said at the outset that it was the government's intention to go into this question carefully, and the intention is to appoint a committee upon which the various interests may be represented, and in that we also hope to be benefited by the advice of honorable members of parliament, and it will be for that committee to examine the various aspects and suggest as to what revision this way or that way towards the right or towards the left is called for, and pending that investigation there should be some relief to the people who are on the point of being thrown on the roadside. It could have been argued that the relief should have been suggested by some of the honorable members, that this temporary relief could cover all the clauses. Well, there may be some force in that, but it is a question of balancing the inconvenience caused to one group as compared to the other, and in the judgment of government it was considered that if this selection is made and those cases are only brought within the purview of the present amending bill, whereby the landlord is not put to any real hardship, then it will be a case really for giving relief to the tenant. Now, if these clauses are examined, they will be grouped broadly under one or two categories. The position in Delhi as it obtains today is that the price of land has increased considerably. My honorable friend who sits on semi opposition benches made out a case of imaginary hardship for the residents of Delhi. He said lakhs and lakhs of refugees have come down here and they have caused a lot of inconvenience and hardship to the old residents of Delhi. Well, some hardship may have been caused, but he conveniently forgets that it is the resident of Delhi who is the owner of small buildings. Sir, agriculture is an important subject because 75% of the population of this country is rural and dependent on agriculture. I shall briefly touch upon the achievements in the agricultural sector in the past 44 years. This can be gauged from the fact that both India and China have the same area of cultivable land, which comes to about 14 crore hectares. I would like to draw the attention of the Honorable Minister towards the fact that China is producing 45 crore tons of food grains while India's production has been between 18 and 19 crore tons in the last 3 to 4 years. This means there are certain reasons as a result of which our production is low. Sir, I would like to inform the House that agriculture contributes 33%, industries 29%, and other services 38% to the national income. Stop.